Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or evening, or whenever you happen to be watching. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you so much. And I hope you can watch the whole thing. In this video, I want to also to welcome all the new subscribers, or the few. I tend to get one a day. It may take forever. My hope is to get up to, uh, I think it's 1,000 subscribers, so I can go live. You have to be to at a certain point before you're permitted to, do a live cast. And I want to do one live, yeah, and have all my friends, come in and participate, and we can chat and stuff. Won't that be cool? So that's what I'm shooting for. You know, it's not for the money. I mean, if I only get enough just to qualify to do that, because that that's where I want to be. Okay. So, and if it goes up higher than that, that's fine too. But seems like right now it's going to take forever to get up to 1,000 subscribers. Right now, I think I got 402. So, but as long as I keep getting one or two a day, or average about one a day. So that's pretty cool too. That's awesome. Okay, shoot, I didn't want to get off on track. But anyway, this video, what I wanted to do is introduce some of my uh, uh, favorite YouTube channels. Uh, I'll do like so many in this video, and then I'll do some more in another video. Uh, but so uh, that's going to be the theme and topic of this here video. It's going to be shout outs, and some of them might appeal to some of the people, and some won't. That's just the way it is. Everybody's got their own preferences and stuff. So, but I'm going to talk about uh, some of mine. So let's get to it. Okay, this one is, the channel name is Naughty Nana Does. Naughty, and Nana, Nana, Does, Duz. Now, she's a character. She's also a comedian, but she's very sharp, and I love her accent. I love watching her. Her videos aren't real long, but she can give you a rundown on things, and I mean, she's just a good one to watch in my book. So, uh, introducing Naughty Nana Does.
Hey, shall we? Well, not really today, but this week we sent down a Team Canada of sorts, not the hockey team, but with our border patrol people. I'm not going to say czar because that's just stupid. That's a stupid name, border czar. No, we have a retired RCMP officer that dealt with drugs and intelligence and stuff. He is looking after the drug situation at the border. And from what I can tell, he doesn't have much work to do because we're pretty good at detecting that stuff. Just saying. We'll get into that later. Now, there's been talks of tariffs with that big mango moose knuckle baby that constantly needs a bullshit show and tell friggin' thing going on in the White House, like he did to Zelensky. Yeah. Yesterday's video covered that, I think. In January, the Mango Moose Knuckle said February 1st, the tariffs would begin on Canada and the US and China. China already expected that. They've already been tariffed up the arse, so they're like, yeah, whatever. In January, he said February 1st. Then it was February 18th for our energy. Then he said April 12th. Then it was April 14th. And they thought, well, maybe April 1st. A cook at the House of Pancakes, for Christ's sake, flips less often than he does. Just saying. So now he wants to stick his nose into one of the biggest, almost risk-free funds there is. Your Medicare, your Medicaid, and yes, Social Security. Yeah. Now, the Republicans all said, oh, no, we're not going to touch Social Security. We're not going to touch Medicare, Medicaid. Medicaid is going to be down $1 billion is what they took out of that. They took $550 million out of Medicare. But we're not going to touch Social Security. Like hell they're not. Like hell they're not. That's what Trump, Mini Mike I Got No Johnson, and all the MAGAs in Congress and in the Senate all said, we are not going to touch that. And they were right, because they didn't. They personally won't screw over millions of people, but Scott Bessent, Kevin Hassett, and Howie Lugnut, who, by the way, threw a giant fundraiser in 2015 for none other than Hillary Clinton at his big fancy mansion, which is, it's like a big apartment block type thing. So I guess you call it a townhouse in there, but there's two sides, and Howard Lutnick lived on one side. Guess who his neighbor was? Jeffrey Epstein. Just saying. And then the other guy that wasn't going to touch any of your money is Russell Vogt, who is he's in charge of the money management, the government, the budgets and all that stuff. And he also wrote and is the prime author of Project 2025, which all this shit was in there. And I actually read that stupid thing. But Scott Bessent and all these guys, they don't mind touching your money just because Trump and the others said, oh no, we won't touch it. They will. They will. And it turns out that Scott Bessent let the cat out of the bag on Steve Three Dirty Shirts Bannon on one of his travel and medicine shows there. And he said, in a way, it's a back door for privatizing Social Security. Remember when MAGA and Trump said they were going to give that $1,000 in a savings account for kids born between 2024 and 2028? It turns out that Bessent and his Trump humpers see these accounts as a future replacement for Social Security. Now, how can that be? If they're going to put that in an account for these kids, wouldn't the kids get it and the parents put it aside for college and stuff like that? No. That's an end run as well. It turns out that...
Okay, the next one is Grammy Views. That's Grammy Views. Views. Okay, this little lady, she's a senior also. Most of the people I'm talking about are seniors, so let's support the seniors. Okay, now she does talk. She speaks from the heart. She's totally authentic. She's a Southerner. She's a very sweet lady. She's got a couple cats. Yeah, that's a good thing. And and she does walk, she does drive, she does, she's got a variety of stuff, and she has a particular, topic that she likes to talk about, which is fine, and plus some other things. She talks about, some personal things and experiences in her life and stuff like that. So here we go, introducing Grammy Views.
It has happened since Trump. I realized the only thing that I wasn't woke about, and I thought it was the people I grew up with. I wasn't woke about them. I looked at them as having different politics than I, and having different religious beliefs than I. And I accepted them for their political beliefs and their religious beliefs. And I wanted them to just accept me for mine. But now, like I say, with all this that's happened through the years now, with Trump, I realized they've never accepted me. And that's how they treat all of us that are different from them. They don't accept us. They look at us as less than. And it's very painful to realize that I've tried to let them, not interfere with their beliefs and just tried to be respectful to them, but evidently they felt like they needed to find somebody to help them change everybody else to be like they were. Now, people I voted for through the years are the people I thought were for everyone, no matter what political views they had, no matter what religious views they had, no matter what color skin they had, no matter where they lived in this country. That's the people I voted for. And that's the people, until I take my last breath, the people I'll continue to vote for. But the change over me right now, the difference I feel is I know who they are now. I know that they've never accepted us. I hear some content creators talk about how we have a nation of morons, or idiots, is what I like to say. Because I think my husband tells me when I say I don't understand why more people aren't upset and speaking out against all this stuff that's going on. And he says to me, I don't think anybody really pays any attention. And I have to think about that. Are all these people I live around, they just not paying any attention anymore? They got all caught up with the Trump stuff and now they're just not paying any attention? I don't think they've ever really paid much attention. That's my opinion. I mean, I myself didn't pay a lot of attention sometimes, but I tried to stay informed. I don't consider myself an idiot, and I didn't want to consider any of them idiots. But
Okay, the next one is, I just recently found this channel, and it's called Christina Talks. Christina Talks. Uh, she is like, her accent and the way she talks and stuff, I could listen to her all day. I mean, I could just binge on her videos. And, you know, she also tells a personal story that is just heartbreaking. And, but she's really smart. She's really onto things and knows what she's talking about. And, but she's just a lovely character. I mean, I love her personality. And when she laughs, oh, it's neat. So, I hope you check her out, and you know, you'll either like her or not, you know. But you know, I think she's adorable. Okay.
And you may be thinking that they wanted to protect the victims, because that's what they keep saying. But they're not spending their time redacting the names of the victims. If this was about protecting the victims, the only names that would be redacted are the victims' names. But that's not the names that they're redacting. You redact names to protect people. And if you haven't taken the time to go through those names, go through wire transfer records, money moving across the globe attached to those names, then you have not yet completed your investigation. The names should not be redacted. Just a thought, but just more proof, baby, that it's not about the victims, you see. It's about protecting not only Daddy. Not only Daddy. I mean, when you get up on TV and you talk about bringing back the presidential fitness for school-aged children and basically being all up in sports and such, and you decide to have Lawrence Taylor, a convicted sex criminal who was convicted of soliciting from a minor, as someone to speak for you on your new sports and children and fitness in school, it says everything you need to know. 'Cause even Mr. Taylor had no clue why he was even there, boo. That's what he said when he got behind the microphone. I don't even know why I've been invited here. Me neither, dear. You're a convicted sex offender. But it is the GOP. So, there's that, baby. And while we're talking about the GOP and their proclivities, I decided to do a little test. Just to see. I set a timer for 5 minutes. As soon as I started the timer, I went to the internet and I started researching people within the GOP, whether they be up there in Congress, you see, or your local state legislators. I did a search for Republicans over the past 8 years, with the exclusion of this year and last year, dear, who have been convicted of crimes against children and women, mostly children, whether it be the actual raping or the passing around of pornography. When the timer went off, this wasn't even a deep dive. When the timer went off after 5 minutes, I had compiled a list of 123 names. 123 names. Not a deep dive, not deep investigations, baby. Just headlines, you see. Not even the ones in the past 2 years, honey. Just the 6 before that. 123 names. And out of these 123 names, for all those out there that seem to think that women can't commit these kind of crimes, 3 of these names on this list were women Republican lawmakers. One even did this to her own stepdaughter. Could you imagine how many names I could come up with if I decided to do the entire decade from 10 years ago up until today and actually invested more than 5 minutes into this? Baby, the guardians of the pedos is who they be. At least the ones that aren't actually pedos themselves. And right here I have 123.
Okay, that's probably enough for this video. And I'm sure I'll develop another list of videos to, do reviews on of the channels, of interesting channels. And, if you like this kind of information and video and stuff, give me a thumbs up and a comment to let me know. And, if you don't like it, that's okay too. You don't have to check anything out. It's all up to you. And but I like to give channels that I enjoy a shout out. And I wish they'd give me a shout out. I don't know if that'll happen, but still. That's, well, I guess I don't want to get into rambling, and, so I love you, and thanks for watching, and, I recorded this, but I haven't got all the, I'm going to put clips. I probably should have said that in the first video, because you're going to see the clips. Maybe I'll redo the first part. Alright. See you later. Love you. Bye. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like. Thank you. Thanks for watching.